flip it to a Western student or a student in other parts of the world outside of China, as a longtime China hand and one who's familiar with that economic trajectory, where are the some fertile areas that if you were even we are knitting together undergrads who are going to be going on to grad work. We've got grad people looking into postdocs. We've got the whole kind of track of economists. Where would you start? Any tips on where areas you'd say, my gosh, if there's a virgin turf here or there, or where would you start doing potential research or things that might be particularly useful? Any thoughts on that?
Well, I think it would be interesting to have some grad students look into, two areas to see what has been written in Chinese on, as you suggested earlier, new economic thinking, of how they're viewing their own model. To what degree is it a model in their eyes? Or do they sort of push that away? Oh no, we don't have a model, we're just experimenting. And also to get an assessment of how they imagine China's role in this new world. They now have somebody, this fellow I think maybe on some board or other, Zhumin, who's at the IMF, is China's sort of representative, unofficial representative, but he turns out he's like number 3 in the hierarchy. And eventually the IMF has to be reformatted to have more Chinese representation officially, not just unofficially. And to date, what the US has sort of said has gone because they have the preponderant share. But this needs to be reformulated. So it'd be very good to talk to someone like him, find out who else in China is thinking about how do you restructure something like the IMF, and then maybe go to the World Bank to see what's the state of play in terms of Chinese thinking on some actual institutions that will have to be either replaced or restructured in some way to get the kind of realignment that we're going to need to bring countries like India and China and some other country, Brazil, into to play roles commensurate with their actual roles in the world economy.